If I said to you backhand and video game, you think of a Russian computer engineer? Born in Moscow in 1956, Alexei Leonidovich Pajitnov is a computer researcher specialized in artificial intelligence who created, about 30 years ago, a game on which millions of people have spent millions of hours. As a child, Alexei likes puzzles and pentomino. But what is pentomino? It's a set of plastic figures made of 5 cubes that can be combined to create larger shapes, in 2 dimensions. Keep in mind that we are in the 60s. Pajitnov graduates from Moscow Mathematical School and from Moscow Institute of Aviation. Then he joins the computing center of the Soviet Academy of Science and works in the field of artificial intelligence and speech recognition. Early on in his career, he creates psychology-related video games, as psychology is one of his passions. In 1984, to test the calculation possibilities of a new computer, the Electronica 60, Alexei develops a kind of digital puzzle. He is inspired by pentomino, but he keeps to only 4 cubes to simplify the shapes and moves from 12 forms to 7 and creates, genetic engineering, a video game version of pentomino. The figures are made of punctuation signs and are called tetramino. They can be moved using the arrow keys and associated with each other. The reception is pretty cold and Pajitnov needs to improve his game. Alexei realizes that tetramino can form lines, but also that the computer screen fills quickly. The ingenious engineer adds a line removal function to extend the life of his game. Blocks made of 4 cubes, falling from the top of the screen, lines disappearing to level up, and a classic piece of Russian music? Alexei Pajitnov is the inventor of Tetris. With the help of Dmitry Pavlovsky and Vadim Gerasimov. Pajitnov chooses the name from tetra, the Greek word tetra, meaning 4, and is because of tennis, his favorite sport, while Gerasimov is in charge of the graphical design and of the MS-DOS coding. And he is only 16 years old. We won't talk about teenagers at work. Let's talk about politics in Russia in the mid-80s. Without giving details, the government of the day explains to Pajitnov that he will not get a single ruble for his invention. Because selling a video game to make some money looks like capitalism, and capitalism is bad. Pajitnov accepts his fate and gives 3 copies of Tetris and of other games developed with Pavlovsky and Gerasimov to his relatives. In 1986, Tetris crosses the Iron Curtain, and in 1987 it reaches North America. In the Western countries, Tetris holds the attention of several video games companies, so Alexei focuses on this game, which ends his collaboration with Dmitry and Vadim for difference of opinion. As Russia is not familiar with the protection of intellectual property and the operation of licenses, Tetris is copied and sold, most of the time illegally, by several video games manufacturers. 2 million copies of the game are sold in 1988. After several legal battles, Nintendo wins at the end, which allows a Japanese company to include Tetris in the package of its new product in 1989. And if Tetris made the Game Boy made Tetris. 1.4 million consoles are sold the first year, only in France. The NES version is sold 8 million times, and it is used in championships since 2010. Let's get back to the story of our Russian engineer. In 1991, the political situation in the USSR becomes complicated, and Alexei leaves Moscow for the United States. He works for Microsoft and develops several logic games like Pandora's Box, a game based on the resolution of different kinds of puzzles. In 1996, Russia finally assigns the right of Tetris to Alexei, who joins forces with Hank Rogers and creates the Tetris company. And becomes a millionaire. A detail for Pajitnov, who takes life as it comes and who carries on developing video games like Weltris, a 3D version of Tetris, or Exis, a puzzle game made of hexagons. And if you are a big fan of Tetris and not yet traumatized by Korobeiniki, I have 2 good news for you. A film based on the Tetris game is in development and wonderful fake trailers can be seen on the internet. I do not understand the concept of a movie based on Tetris, but as I love to tidy... You want a good excuse to spend hours playing Tetris? Here is a small selection. This game improves cognitive functions, it releases the stress, it helps to stop smoking, and it heals amblyopia. Do not take it from me, take it from science.
See you later, I'm gonna play Tetris.
Where did I put my Game Boy? Oh yes, in the 90s.